We are diving into faith and history and hope in modern-day Manila. Okay, so get this right. There's this icon popped up in Manila, and everyone's talking about it.
An icon.
All right, so picture this. It's called the icon of our Mama Mary's Flame of Love. And it's right there on Edsa Avenue. Ringing any bells?
Edsa Avenue. Wow, yeah, that's not just any street corner in Manila. Talk about heavy history, right?
Yeah.
People, power revolution, all that.
Exactly. The place where Filipinos prayed the rosary, like nonstop facing down tanks and everything. It's practically sacred ground. And we know that prayer, especially the rosary, played a huge part in that event. I feel like you almost can't ignore those parallels.
No, you really can't. Okay, so this icon appears on Edsa. That's got to be delivered. It's got to be a statement.
Right. And here's the kicker. It shows up on the Feast of St. Luke. You know, tradition says he painted the first ever icon of Mary.
St. Luke, he's traditionally seen as the patron saint of artists and physicians. And he's often linked with images and healing, which adds this whole other layer of meaning to the fact that they've chosen to display this icon on his feast day.
It's like every little detail you unpack, there's another sort of layer.
Right. Timing, the location, someone's trying to tell us something.
Totally. And it's not hidden away in some chapel either. It's at the GA Towers. Super prominent spot.
GA Towers. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. You can't miss them. North-south gateway to Manila, right? Tons of people passing through.
Exactly. So it's not just the where and the when that's intriguing. It's the what. This whole Our Mama Mary's Flame of Love.
Right. That's not just any old Marian devotion. You're talking Elizabeth Kindelmann territory now.
Exactly. Hungarian mystic had these intense visions in the 1960s. And her big thing was this flame of love spreading from Mary's Immaculate Heart, bringing conversion.
Yeah, and not just like, oh, I'm converting to be a better Catholic. She's talking about like converting humanity.
Right.
Healing the whole world.
Right. Think about it. Her visions were during the Cold War, all that fear and uncertainty.
And some people would argue not much has changed, right? We got problems galore in the world today. Maybe that's why this icon popping up is resonating with folks.
It's like history rhyming.
It's like they're drawing a direct line between the anxieties and the hopes of that time and what we're facing today. Back then, it was the rosary, and now it's this flame of love. Both of them, though, represent this really powerful source of hope and strength in the face of, whatever challenges people are going through.
Yeah, and there's that one quote from the article that really struck me. It says, "So by its effect, humanity is converted."
Wow. Yeah,
that's quite a statement.
It really is, but it gets at the heart of what this devotion is all about. That quote is saying that this isn't just about personal piety. It's about this kind of change that starts within individuals and then spreads outward, eventually impacting all of society. By putting that icon right there in the public eye, it's like an open invitation for people to think about that message and how they can be part of that change.
Right. Yeah, it makes you think about faith and how these symbols can be so powerful, especially in a city like Manila. I mean, we started with just this little news blurb, and we've uncovered all these layers of faith, history, hope. It's really fascinating.
It is. And it makes you wonder, how might seeing this icon, learning about this devotion, maybe even just hearing us talk about it today?
So if we think about it that way, maybe this icon is a sign of hope, a reminder that even when things look bleak, there's always a light shining somewhere.
And maybe, just maybe, we're all supposed to be part of spreading that light. Okay, now that's something to think about.
Right. This whole thing really makes you stop and go, what if? And sometimes those what ifs are more powerful than any answer.
They make you look twice, think twice, and who knows, maybe even act differently.
Exactly.
How might all of that inspire someone listening to take action or find hope in their own life?
That's a really good question and a good place to leave it, I think.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us today on this deep dive into faith, history, and hope in Manila.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thank you to all our listeners for sending in these thought-provoking articles.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Until next time.